Welcome to the Miami Condo Minute. I'm Peter Zalewski. I'm a condo consultant. I'm also the founder of the Miami Condo Investing Club. Check out the website, miamicondo.club. If you give me a minute, I'll give you some valuable information about the South Florida condo market. What are we talking about today? We are talking about the beginning, day one of the 2025 summer buying season. Summer buying season extends from May through October. How do you know it's a summer buying season? Pretty simple. It's hot. It's humid. There's concerns about tropical storms. There's concerns about hurricanes. You're probably going to get a lot of rain. Better put on some of that sunscreen if you have risk. It's also a time when the events calm down. They wind down. You go to restaurants. You don't need a reservation. Happy hours suddenly pop up everywhere because restaurateurs are trying to bring people into their venues, especially now, given all the economic uncertainty related to tariffs, related to the stock and bond market volatility, related to the fact the United States has just announced that the first quarter of 2025, actually, the GDP contracted. Anybody who doesn't know, a recession is officially defined as 2 quarters of contracting. So we're now halfway through the possibility of getting to a recession. If we were to come to a recession, probably would be announced in late July. The federal government typically releases its data within 30 days after the end of a quarter or a month. So Q1 GDP down in the United States, and some will say we're already in recession. You're feeling it. You're seeing it. You look at polling, consumer confidence is at all-time lows. Nobody's really sure how this tariff situation is going to play out. President Donald Trump on April 2nd initiated something called Liberation Day and announced across-the-board tariffs on any and all countries, especially China, hitting them with more than 100% tariff. The president, after some volatility related to the stock market and the bond market, he's put in place a 90-day delay period or cooling off period to try to negotiate trade deals with some 200 countries. I think their official number is 195. Let's just say 200 countries. And when does that 90-day reprieve end? It's going to end in July. It's going to end right in July. So we'll be in the third month or halfway through this summer buying season. So we got a lot of uncertainty right now. We have a lot of questions. This might be one of the most, I would say, hard to predict or anticipate summer buying seasons in South Florida that I've seen. Probably maybe the only other times when it was challenging was right after September 11th. When people were afraid to go into high rises, that we had a war on terrorism just beginning. There was a lot of uncertainty. At the time, there was a condo tower on Brickell Avenue that was going up. It's called the Four Seasons right there on Brickell. They actually shut down the sales center. That's when it was way back when. That would have been, some 24 years ago or so. What was the next time that we saw this type of uncertainty? It would have been right as we were entering into COVID, March of 2020. If you remember, in February of 2020, Miami hosted the Super Bowl. It was a spectacular event. And then shortly thereafter, the country shut down, the world shut down, and there was tons of uncertainty. And I would put what we're facing right now with this tariff uncertainty, at least from an economic perspective, I would put this current climate related to tariffs and the economic uncertainty, I put it right there in the top 3 in terms of the condo market in the South Florida economy. Since I've been here, and I got here in 1993. Some of you might be thinking, whoa, hold on, Peter. You're forgetting the Great Recession. That was definitely a time of economic uncertainty in South Florida. At least that's what the idea was. The reality was the Great Recession was not that uncertain. Everybody knew that condo prices were coming down because there was way too much product. There was mortgage fraud. There was a number of investors coming in, buying units, with no intention of living in condos, but more so simply flipping or retrading the units and never actually closing on them. So that time, while it might have seemed like that was a time of economic uncertainty, it actually was a pretty clear time because you knew prices were coming down and you knew somebody would be buying this product at deep discounts. Back in the day, we were doing bulk deals where we were buying product that was at prices that was anywhere from 40 to 50% of the actual replacement cost. So for instance, if a building was going to sell for $600 to $700, if a unit, I should say, was going to sell for $600 to $700 a square foot, and the developer ultimately, it cost that developer $350 to $400 a foot to build, we were able to buy product south of $200 a square foot. So while it seems like there might have been uncertainty back then, there really wasn't, because the discounts were deep and there were plenty of buyers, especially foreign nationals and Wall Street type of buyers, institutional investors, university endowments that wanted to purchase this product. So the demand was there, the money was there, and the prices were discounted. So there wasn't really uncertainty, at least from my perspective. But these other three issues that I referred to, the September 11th, the COVID, and now this tariff situation where we might have shelves that are empty and costs could go up while people are, while employment is in question and inflation is on the rise. They're using the S word, which is stagflation. And that is something that I don't think I've ever lived through, and I have no idea what to make of it. So that's why this time feels very